Welcome to Hart County Public Library Outreach Virtual Storytime. We are so glad that you could join us.
I Love My Daddy, written by David Bedford and Brenna Vaughan. This is a playful, cuddly, and comforting story for any daddy and his little one to share. One day, Little Squirrel went out to play with his daddy. Little Squirrel wanted to show Daddy Squirrel all the things he could do. "What should we play first?" said Daddy. "I know," said Little Squirrel excitedly. "Digging! Look, Daddy," said Little Squirrel, as he dug and dug and dug with his little tail wagging. "Good job," said Daddy. But suddenly, Little Squirrel's tail stopped wagging. "Help, Daddy!" cried Little Squirrel. "I'm stuck!" Daddy Squirrel helped Little Squirrel wriggle out of the hole and gave him a soothing hug. "You are a good digger," said Daddy. "What should we play next?" "I know," said Little Squirrel. "Climbing!" "Look, Daddy," said Little Squirrel, and he climbed as high as he could go, looking around as far as he could see. "Good job," said Daddy. But suddenly Little Squirrel closed his eyes tightly. "Help, Daddy!" cried Little Squirrel. "I'm stuck!" Daddy Squirrel helped Little Squirrel climb down and gave him a soothing hug. "You are a good climber," said Daddy. "What should we play next?" "I know, jumping!" "Look, Daddy," said Little Squirrel, and he jumped and jumped and jumped with a big smile on his little squirrel face. But suddenly, Little Squirrel stopped smiling and splat! "Help, Daddy!" cried Little Squirrel. "I'm stuck again!" Daddy Squirrel helped Little Squirrel out of the sticky mud and gave him a soothing hug. "You are good at jumping," said Daddy. But Little Squirrel shook his head sadly. "I don't want to play anymore," said Little Squirrel. "I always get stuck. I can't do anything." Daddy Squirrel lifted Little Squirrel high onto his shoulders. "Let's play together," he said. "Let's run!" cried Daddy Squirrel. Little Squirrel held on tightly as they whooshed through the woods. "Yippee!" he shouted. "Let's climb," said Daddy Squirrel. Little Squirrel kept his eyes open wide as they reached the top of the tree. "Whee!" he shouted. "And now," said Daddy Squirrel, "let's jump!" Splat! "Oh, help!" cried Daddy Squirrel. "Now I'm stuck." Little Squirrel giggled as he helped his daddy out of the sticky mud. "You can do everything, Little Squirrel," said Daddy proudly, as they washed their muddy paws in the stream. "You can even save a daddy squirrel." Little Squirrel climbed high onto his daddy's shoulders again. "I love playing with you, Daddy," he said. "And I love my daddy," shouted Little Squirrel as they raced home happily together.